Hey guys, welcome to another edition of K Cards Baseball. Thanks for joining me this morning on this fine Saturday morning, about 20 after 12 in the morning, wherever you might be. So tonight on the channel, I'm going to do a quick auction preview of some 1971 cards that I would like to go ahead and move. And these are going to be primarily semi-star and star cards that will be going up for auction probably shortly after I post this video tonight. Want to get these cards out there and get these cards moved. I think I tried to sell them a little bit before, but these are the ones that didn't sell for whatever reason. I am going to lower the price a little bit to make it more affordable and make the cards hopefully move. So I thought I'd run through and give you guys the new revised pricing, and you guys can let me know what you think. And if you're interested, you can go to the Vintage Baseball Card site on Facebook, and these cards, like I said, will be posted shortly after this video is uploaded to YouTube. Let's get to it. These cards are actually all cards that I'm going to sell basically for $2 a piece in whatever condition. I didn't go through and break out the high numbers. I don't know that I have any high number cards in here. If I do, it isn't a big deal, but it doesn't look like I do. So each one of these cards will probably be up for sale for $2. Either they are Hall of Fame cards that aren't in the best of condition, or they are basically semi-star cards. Like this one here, you've got Frank Howard, who was a good first baseman for a long time with the Washington Senators. And then you've got two Hall of Famers in Harmon Killebrew and Carl Yastrzemski on the front of the card. This card is probably graded, I would say, like a 3, just because of the off-center of the card. There isn't any creases, but you can see that the corners are fairly dinged up, so that's what I have on this card. So I will post this card up for sale for probably go in the dollar bin, is what I'll throw it out there for. Next up, we have RBI leaders, 1970 RBI leaders. You can see that is missing the entire right-hand side of the card, and the left side is pretty big. But it does include 3 Hall of Famers, Johnny Bench, Tony Perez, and Billy Williams. So again, this one will go up in the dollar bin. It does have some writing on the back, so it isn't in the best of shape. Not creased at all. The corners are pretty dinged up, pretty rounded, so on and so forth. But this one will be thrown up in the dollar bin as well. LK line is going to be in the $2. Well, I'll probably throw them in the dollar bin too. It does have a pretty major crease up here on this side. I might throw them in the $2 bin because it does have good centering on the card. Willie Stargell will go in the $2 bin as well. On the Willie Stargell, it is not creased at all. It does have some tape down here along the bottom of the card, unfortunately. So that is what detracts this card, and that's why it's going in the $2 bin. Bobby Bonds, similar type of thing, does have a little bit of tape here on the bottom and also remnants of tape on top. So this one indeed will go in the dollar bin. Raleigh Fingers, it does have a crease right up here. You can kind of see it right there on the light. Actually, I should probably move my light in here a little bit closer so we can see the cards a little bit better. So yeah, this one will be, Raleigh Fingers will be in the dollar bin as well. 3 Hall of Famers here. We got the strikeout leaders, Tom Seaver, Bob Gibson, and Fergie Jenkins card. This one will go in the $2 bin. Not a bad card. No creases. It is actually centered fairly well, just the corners are pretty smashed up. Tim McCarver, you can see how it's miscut. This one will go in the dollar bin. Jim Perry will be in the $2 bin, so it'll be up for sale for $2. Centering isn't bad. I shouldn't say isn't bad. It's like set 80-20. But there's no creases on the card. The back is in good condition, so we'll throw that one up for a couple bucks. Semi-star Joe Rudy for the Oakland Athletics at the time. A little bit off-center, obviously, 80-20. But other than that, not a bad card. Billy Martin, it does have a slight wrinkle up on the top left. Barely see it because it is, I wouldn't call it a crease, it's more of a slight wrinkle. You can see the edges and the corners aren't in the best of shape. This one will go up in the $2 bin as well. Jerry Koosman is now, he was a good pitcher for a long time, but is he more famous for being the other half of the Nolan Ryan rookie card? I don't know about that one. Let me adjust my camera up here a little bit. Anyways, I don't know about that one, if he's more famous for that or more famous as a pitcher. So, but not a bad pitcher his first career. He pitched actually for the Twins for a little bit, but he wasn't a bad pitcher while he pitched for the Mets or the Twins or anybody else. I think he had a pretty long career, 15, 20 years. So that is the Jerry Koosman card. That would be in the $2 bin. Louis Pinella. Off center, obviously, like 90-10. Other than that, top to bottom is off center as well. But this one will be in the $2 bin because it's actually not a bad card. It's centered really well. So I think $2 is a good price for that. National League Rookie Stars, got Billy Buckner here. That's why we call out this particular card. This one will be in the $2 bin. Not a bad card for that. Willie McCovey does have some tape issues up here on top. Doesn't appear to be creased at all, other than just that tape issue is the major issue. You can see it better here on the back. That's what all this is from, is the tape that used to be on this card. I think the owner probably taped it to a board or something like that, so that's why it has that tape mark on top. So $2 on the Willie McCovey. Tony Oliva does have a crease, so you can kind of see it in the upper left, right there, right there, and right there. So it is kind of double creased. Other than that, it's really not a bad card. Centering is off a lot, but pretty much the story of the day for 1971 Topps cards. So I will put this in the $1 bin. Jim Catfish Hunter. Again, not a bad card. It does have some corner flaws. The back is in good condition. It is off center, obviously, but this one will be in the $2 pile. Juan Marichal, got this one for $2 as well. Not a bad card, actually. It does have some tape here, tape mark here on the bottom. Is off center, like 80-20, but no creases on the card at all. The back is in good condition, so I'll throw it out there for a couple bucks. And Bill Mazeroski, final card that we have up in the discount bin, is off center, left to right, but other than that, it is in pretty decent shape. No creases on the card at all. So I will sell that one for $2. That is that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for $1, and I would say a good 15 there for $2. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of it. Brooks Robinson will be the first one up here. Actually, this card is a pretty famous card, so it does sell for quite a bit. But I do have it for $5. I've got it in very good to excellent condition. The centering is the major issue with this card, left to right. You can see it's off like 90-10. Top to bottom isn't bad. No creases on the card, no tape marks on the card, so it is actually in pretty nice condition other than the centering related issue. So I do have this one going up for $5, which is half of what I was charging before. Next up is the Hank Aaron card, number 400 on the Hank Aaron card. Back is in really nice condition. You can see it is off center, right to left. I want to say 70-30, maybe 80 or 75-15 or 75-25, something like that. You can see it does have a flaw up here on the top edge of the card. Other than that, it's not bad. No creases on the card. The back is in really nice condition, so it's not a bad card. So we have that one going up for bid for $25 on the Hank Aaron card. Next up, we got Don Sutton. Got him for $5. Got him for excellent condition. Again, off-center is the major issue here. Corners actually aren't in too bad a shape. This is more of an off-center type of issue on the Don Sutton card. So I have this one currently at $5 for the Don Sutton. Brooks Robinson, one of my favorite players when I was growing up. Not a bad card. There's no creases on the card. It is slightly off-center, left to right, but not bad for 71. It does have a flaw here in the bottom middle of the card. The corners are a little bit dinged up, so I have this card basically at $7 as a starting bid price for the Brooks Robinson. Ferguson Jenkins, excellent condition. I do have the centering is pretty decent actually. I want to say 70-30 maybe. Top is in really nice shape and the bottom is in really nice shape. The back is in really decent shape. So it's just as more of a corner flaw issue. There's no creases on the card at all. So I have this one in excellent condition selling for $10. Next up is Tom Seaver. And Tom Seaver I have at, I think it's $5. I don't have his name that I can see up here on my board. But I have him for $5 just because of this issue right here in the upper middle of the card. The centering on the card, both top to bottom and left to right, isn't bad. The back is in really nice condition, so I have this one at $5 up for sale. Next up, we have Ted Simmons rookie card. Pretty sure this is rookie. Yeah, 100% sure that this is his rookie card. It is pretty much off center, top to bottom. Left to right isn't bad, but just the centering top to bottom is pretty poor. So I have this one in excellent condition just because of the centering issue on the front. But I have this one listed at a sale price of $15 on the card. Probably going to lower that down a little bit, I would say, down to 10 and see if we can get her to move at that price. Next up, we have Mr. Pete Rose. I did have this one originally listed at 12. Going to be dropping it down to 10. There is a crease on the top of the card towards the middle of the card. It doesn't go through the whole card, but just basically to the middle of his baseball cap. Right about there is where that crease basically ends. Corners aren't in too bad a shape. It is off center top to bottom. Left to right, it's probably 80-20. Other than that, not a bad card of Pete Rose, and I have that one for sale for $10 on the Pete Rose card. Not a bad deal. Pete Rose for $10. Steal of a deal. Steve Carlton, not a bad card here. Off center right to left. Like an 80-20, top to bottom, isn't that bad. The corners are pretty well dinged up. The back is in good condition. So I have the Steve Carlton card listed at very good to excellent for $5 for this card. Next up is Bert Blyleven rookie card. And on Bert, I've got this one in very good to excellent condition. Just because the fact that there's no creases on it, it is in pretty decent shape. The corners are just murdered, absolutely smashed. So that is what detracts the value on this card. Sorry about that. Bumped my camera when I went to itch my ear. So I have this one at $10 on the Bert Blyleven rookie card. My computer kind of whacked down on me here. Reggie Jackson. Okay, sorry about that. I had to make a slight adjustment to my camera and had issues with the with my computer. So anyways, back to Reggie Jackson here. I've got the Reggie Jackson card listed at $25 in excellent condition. Centering actually isn't bad. I would say like 80-20, maybe 90-85-15 kind of thing. Edging is a little bit frayed, obviously little rubber band damage. Top to bottom actually isn't too bad, just the centering left to right is the major issue on the original card. I have this one, I've listed at 25, I'll probably drop it down to $20 and call her a day on the Reggie Jackson. Carl Yastrzemski card. I've got this one listed in excellent to excellent plus condition. Not a bad card at all. Centering top to bottom is a little bit off. Left to right actually isn't bad. It looks like there is a slight rubber band ding right there. The back is in really nice condition. So I have this one listed at $20, but I'll probably be dropping it down to $15 on the Carl Yastrzemski card. Steve Garvey, I think this is his rookie card as well. Let me see if I can find it here. We found it. I have this one listed at 18, probably going to drop it down to 15. Got this one in excellent plus condition. Really super nice card. You can see the centering on the card is really good. Top to bottom and left to right. So not a bad Steve Carlton card there. Like I said, I'll drop down to $15. So come and get it. Next up is Luis Aparicio, and I threw this one in just because it is a high number, one of the more famous high number cards in the set. As we know, the high numbers are more valuable than just the base cards. So that is why Luis Aparicio, and the fact that he is a Hall of Famer. So let's give him his flowers a little bit. Centering is pretty bad, 95.5 left to right. There is a couple small wrinkles up here in the upper half of the card, upper part of the card. So I do have this one listed at, I'll list it at 10, but I'll probably drop it down to 5 on the Luis Aparicio card. Final card I got for you guys is Mr. Jim Palmer. If I can find him here on my sheet. Hang on one second. Okay, we are back. I had this one listed in at 2, but I don't see... Oh, I do see why. It does have tape marks right down here in the bottom middle. Pretty severe tape marks. You guys can see that right there. So that is why I have this one listed as a 2. But it's a good way to get your foot in the door when it comes to Mr. Jim Palmer for $5 for this card. Pretty good deal there, and it'll definitely get your foot wet for that card. So guys, that is what I got for you tonight on this auction preview. Trying to get a few more auctions in before I head to Florida, but we will see if I am able to do that. Again, hit that like and subscribe if you like this video and like the vintage section of our videos that we do. It is a lot of fun to do the vintage stuff, and I appreciate you guys hanging out there with me on this stuff. Like I said, vintage is kind of like the foundation of the channel. It is the very first. It is the whole reason why I started doing this way back in October, just to get some more exposure and to help sell cards. Anyways, hopefully you guys, again, like the 71s, and that is about all I got. Thanks, guys. Be safe out there, and happy collecting, all.